Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk Matters, where today we are talking about revolutionizing tech hiring with Code Report. I'm here with Aaron Jenkins, the founder of HeartCentrix Solutions and Code Report. Aaron, we're back for another episode. How are you feeling?
Feeling fantastic.
Great, because today we are doing a deep dive into Code Report. Now, for anybody who is watching this, and if you are a candidate looking for a job in the tech industry, can you explain to that potential candidate what Code Report is and what it does for their hiring process?
Well, Code Report is a technical evaluation platform that we created to help us understand exactly what a candidate's skill set is. So there is obviously coding that goes along with it, multiple choice questions around it, but it gives us an overall view of what their skill set is so we can expedite and find them a good position with our clients.
So if I am a candidate and I am looking for a job, what is my first step if I want to go fill out a Code Report?
Well, usually you will apply to one of our job descriptions on our various areas that we use for networking. And once you think you're a fit for that job, you'll apply, and then it'll bring you to Code Report, and you will go through and do an evaluation. And then once we're completed with that, somebody from our team will reach out and kind of give you next steps.
Many companies have traditional screening methods when it comes to their hiring processes. How does Code Report differ from that?
Well, we really try to understand exactly what our end clients are looking for, and then take the things that they're looking for and then really evaluate the talent so that way we can find them exactly what they want.
What specific skill sets should a candidate go into Code Report with, and what do they need to prepare in advance when they're filling that out?
Well, it depends on what they're going after, but if they're a software developer on whatever language that they code in, they should be prepared to code in those languages. And then around that, we will find other things that the job description may have it, and then we'll evaluate those skill sets as well. And after all of that is wrapped up, we will see where they fit and see if we can get them a job.
Now, if you were taking me behind the scenes of Code Report, what is your favorite feature that maybe somebody wouldn't pick out right away?
I think I like the authenticity feature that we have, which is our security measures. We use facial recognition to make sure that right individual that is doing the Code Report is that individual. We also have screen sharing, proxy detecting, just to make sure that nobody's doing anything that would enhance their score without their actual ability.
Okay, so that is a very unique process as far as when a candidate is looking for a job. What was your method in creating this?
Well, it's important to understand that somebody's being authentic because at the end of the day, it's ultra critical to our end clients to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward on producing them a candidate that has what we say they have. Nothing would be worse to have somebody show up to an interview and not be able to do the things that they said they could. That would end dramatically for the candidate, and then obviously for us supporting our end client. Speaking
of interviews, so if I'm a candidate and I'm looking for a job, what is a good top tip from you if I'm looking for a job, and then I go fill out a Code Report? What's your interview tip for a candidate?
Understand your end client. Understand what they're trying to accomplish. Understand exactly what they're looking for in that position, and then really pulling out your best attributes, which hopefully the Code Report has identified for you, to be able to sell yourself in that interview.
Now let's talk about hiring managers for a second. What do hiring managers get from looking at a candidate's Code Report?
They get to the exact things that they wanted detailed information on, and we enhance the scores on those and show them and expedite so they can understand exactly where they kind of fit on an overall scale.
Okay, I'm sure you have dozens of success stories that came out of Code Report. Do you have one that maybe comes to the top of your mind?
Well, my most recent success story is we had an immediate need that we had for one of our end clients. They were looking for a particular software engineer out of Brazil. We created a job application, and we reached out to more than 100,000 people. We had over 500 applicants. This is over a weekend that went through and basically gave us I would say at least 100 viable candidates for the position. So we were able to expedite, I think it was a little bit more than 3 months of interview time over a calendar weekend. So it was awesome to be able to expedite that. We found our candidates, sent them over to our end client, had interviews, and had hires. So it was awesome to kind of see the code report cycle fully in motion.
What would you say makes a candidate stand out?
Being authentic. Also being positive. These are all interview tips that I gave a while ago, but really understanding what they're good at, and being confident in their skill set and moving into these interviews and being able to showcase that talent.
Let's talk about candidates and the benefits that a candidate would receive if they go and they start with Code Report.
Well, the benefit is being in our network, and that's being in our database. Once you do a code report, you can do more than one, obviously, but once you're in our network, that data is forever. We can utilize that to keep you engaged with our community, keep you engaged with our upcoming jobs. It doesn't go undone, which is awesome, and that's why I highly advocate, do a code report with us, do it one time, let us do our thing and try to find your next opportunity.
How does Code Report create a fair and unbiased space when it comes to an evaluation for a job?
Well, I think it lets our candidates see the real you, our clients see the real you, which is important. There's no, what school did they go to, where did they work at? It's, hey, they can do this job really well, and here's the reasons why. And those reasons are exactly what the client was looking for in the first place. So it's a really kind of in-your-face moment of your skill set to our end clients.
76% of managers, hiring managers, admit to unconscious bias affecting a lot of hiring decisions. How does Code Report eliminate some of these challenges?
Well, first, we really try to understand our clients' needs. And then we take those needs and then we showcase those skills right to them. So it's kind of a moment where this is what they said they wanted, and here's the best people that can do those things. And it really leaves them no other reason to not interview.
What can a candidate expect when they start doing an assessment with Code Report?
Well, it depends on the job that they're going after, but they can expect to spend at least 30 minutes or less, which is great, and it's what you would give any other agency if you were interviewing for a job. But this is where you really get to showcase your skill set and be put in a position to be sent out to hundreds and hundreds of our hiring managers.
Now let's move into the technology side of this, because technology is ever changing all the time, and the demand, especially for software engineers, is supposed to increase by 25% in the next decade. How do you ensure the assessments with Code Report remain relevant?
Well, we're always ever listening to the market. We are blessed that we have a lot of different clients across a lot of different avenues, so we're always understanding where jobs are evolving to. That's huge. Also, working directly in being engaged with our mentors in the field, conferences, those type of things are how we gather the knowledge to kind of keep with the trends.
Now, I want to talk about AI for a second. With AI and the trends that it's going towards in the technology space, can you give me just a general summary of, what you think AI, how it plays a part in a lot of tech hiring roles right now?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say about AI is it's not always created equal. And here's where I'm going with that. Code Report utilizes clean data from an individual's results of their evaluation to put them in the best position for their next job opportunity. A lot of different AI, especially in the recruiting industry, is leveraged off of keywords. And we all know anybody can put words on their resume, but we all know that sometimes those words are not authentic and things that we can actually do. Code Report, I'm trying to create an environment of clean and reliable data that can be used to really help individuals make it to the next step in the job process with end clients.
Where do you see Code Report going in the next few years? What's the end goal here?
Moon. Total takeover. Honestly, I think I want Code Report to be the first thing you think about if you're looking for a job in the tech industry. This is the first place you go, because I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to take the information that you've given me and that we've produced, and I'm going to go out there and sell it to my clients.
If I had to ask you, one word to describe Code Report, what would that word be?
Dynamic.
Why?
I think it's just going to be a new view of how we use data in recruiting. Authentic evaluation data that's used, really showing a person's DNA on what they actually know presently, and then advocating for them to get jobs that they deserve.
So we're going to the moon here. Absolutely. Going to the moon. It's dynamic. We have all the pieces in place here.
Look, we work hard, we play hard. We have a ton of passion. Code Report is everything that my career in IT staffing and solutions has embodied. I feel like we are everly growing, and the last 2 years and 7 months have been a blast.
Where does HeartCentrix Solutions step in here, going hand in hand with Code Report?
Well, that's a great question. HeartCentrix, I think, will always have a major play because there's always going to need to be a human element in the recruiting process. It's necessary for a person to meet either virtually or in person to understand the connection of what that person really brings to the table outside of the actual, skill set, but the intangible things, the personality, the charisma, things of that nature are ultra important. So we can gather that information and also use that to help people reach their end goal of getting a job.
All right, now back to it. If I'm a candidate and I'm looking for a job, what is the first step for me to get connected with Code Report and HeartCentrix Solutions?
Our largest community is within a LinkedIn group, Heart and Code Community. You can join that for all of the latest information about job opportunities, events. We have discussion boards where we go back and forth, a little bit of banter there. But it's an excellent way to stay engaged with everything that we have going on.
Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of Tech Talk Matters. I appreciate your time today, Aaron. And for anyone who is listening, any candidates out there that are on the job hunt, you can start with HeartCentrix Solutions and Code Report if you visit codereport.com. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Spotify. And next time, we will talk about HeartCentrix Solutions and the deep dive into how you can connect with the HeartCentrix Solutions team.
Artlist.io